Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
So a big shout out to my oldest boy, Tyson, who inspired this podcast episode today. We were driving to school this morning, and I'm like, let's hear some music. At least I still love the music from the soundtrack from the movie The Greatest Showman. Amazing. If you haven't seen the movie, go see it. If you haven't listened to the music, go listen to it. And so, like I normally do, if I'm driving, I pick up my phone and I go, Siri, please play The Greatest Showman soundtrack. And she didn't talk back. And one of those times, I don't know if you use Siri on your phone or not, and whoever your artificial intelligence person is, and she did not respond, and Tyson goes, Siri doesn't get you, mommy. She doesn't get you. And I instantly thought of this, coming off of the Evolution 3-day deep dive live event with three extraordinary women, Catherine, Cindy, and Tiffany. And huge shout out to Rachel, who supported and assisted at the event, and who actually ended One More Life 4.0. If you've gone to drkarenosborne.com/the evolution, you can watch the movie of the previous live event. And Rachel's one of the 5 also incredible women that were at that event. And, what often comes up, what is a story, is that people just don't get me. And I know that story so well because I literally told it for decades. I told it for a long ass time. Nobody gets me. I'm not like other women. People don't get me. People don't understand me. And so what that did is that made it easy for me to shut everybody out. It made it easy for me to play small. It made it easy for me to what's coming to me is to say to not try, but it wasn't not try. I didn't go all in. Half-assed shit. It made it appear maybe like I was putting in the effort, and I was, but I certainly wasn't all in. People don't get me. We also became a very convenient way to block people out. Because if they don't get me, then I'm going to maybe have feelings of rejection and hurt and sadness and pain, and somehow it'll put a blow to my ego. Or then if I say they don't get them, I'm just going to reject them before they reject me. That's it. Psh, done. People don't get me. I'm going to automatically assume somebody. I'm going to judge the fuck out of them before I think a story, not true, a thought, that they judge the fuck out of me. I'm just going to judge them first and say, well, they don't get me, so fuck them. And that becomes a strategy for a fucked up life. It really does. You automatically assume that people don't get you, and so you stay in the shadows. You don't step up into the greatness and the power that is you, and you play small. And you say you want different things. You say you want a life of more. Listen, I got a lot of you that contact me all the time and say, Karen, but I want these things. I go, great. What are you willing to do? Well, I'm busy right now and it's time and stuff. And, I don't really know because I'm not like other women. I'm like, listen, every woman inside the sisterhood, every woman I've ever coached has an element of I'm not like other women. And I know that because, again, that was my story. I could have written fucking a bookshelf of books on the story of people don't get me. People don't understand me. Nobody hears me. It started from when I was little. I didn't feel heard. Now, as a younger child, that definitely might have been true. I'm the youngest of 3 and 2 older brothers, and kind of loud, boisterous family on one side of the family. And yeah, I didn't feel like I was heard. And that definitely might have, the youngest is kind of you're good, you're on your own, but it was my choice as an adult to carry that shit. It was my choice. Regardless of what happens to you, to let that shit carry on. You don't have to continue to feel a certain way. A child is different, right? You're trying to understand emotions and feelings and, body's developing and your brain's changing. You know, there's all of this stuff that's happening inside your body, physically, mentally, emotionally. But as a grown-ass woman, completely fucking different. You now have much more free will, so to speak, than you do as a child. And so I took that nobody hears me, and that became people misunderstand me. I feel misunderstood. People don't. And it continued. It fucking continued. So just like Siri today, it reminded me. And I blocked a lot of people away. Now, you know, people that would have known me back then, say prior to 6 years ago, would have been like, no, Karen's like social and outgoing, all this kind of stuff. And yeah, but like, I know, like I definitely kept people at a distance. I didn't really go there with them. People went there with me all the time. They shared a lot of shit. That's been most of my life. I was born to do the work that I do now. It's who I am. You can look back and see the pattern. It's been happening since I was like a young woman. People tell me things. People feel like they can tell me things. They feel like they can open up to me. They feel like they can trust me. Because all those things it's all very true. But me to do it? Oh, no. I don't want to do that. Because if I open up and actually tell you this stuff, well, then now I'm being vulnerable. And if I'm being vulnerable, then you're going to think less of me. Even though I never felt less of people that were being vulnerable and opening up and sharing deep stuff. But that was my belief at the time. And so I'm just going to lock everything down and not share anything. So guess what? I basically like self-fulfilling prophecy. Yes, people didn't fucking get me because I didn't fucking show them who I was. I didn't tell them who I was. I shut it all down. People don't get me. The way that we see other people, the way that we see ourselves, sister, is everything. It's fucking everything. Now, is it possible someone just doesn't understand you? For sure. I still come across people like that. Even if they're like, what do you do? I'm like, well, I help women find their power and bring them back to a place of love in their life. And they're like, what? I go, well, I do that through helping them to feel more powerful in their marriages, in their bodies, as a parent, in themselves, spiritually in themselves. And I do that through live events and online coaching programs and virtual group coaching and over the phone one-on-one coaching and this podcast. And I give them kind of like, let me give them some tangible stuff. And they go, oh, so you're a life coach. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. No, I ain't. Nope. Nope. So, that's still going to be the case, that people won't understand you. You can still have people already have an image of what you are. Like what you are. They've already decided. People sometimes see me, they hear the podcast for the first time. Maybe they're offended by cursing. They don't like the way that I speak. They don't like what I've said. And they've already decided who I am. And I'm not for them. And that's fine. But for me to walk through my life thinking that nobody fucking gets me is horseshit. And it keeps me in a very small place. So here is your more tip for today, sister. Where are you saying people don't understand me? And here's the second piece of this, and I want you to journal both of this. What does it cost you to play this small? What does it cost you to think that nobody understands you? To think nobody understands me. What does it cost you socially, emotionally? What does it cost you a dollar amount? Think of this. For some of you, playing small means that you haven't launched that business. You haven't asked for that sale. You haven't tried it for the promotion. You've held back and money's gone past you because you've missed opportunities, because you thought nobody understands me, nobody gets me. So what does it cost you? Journal this and really see what revelations and insights come up from this experience, sister. So listen, you've heard me mention the free journal several times on the podcast. I've now shipped, I think it's close to about 450 journals. Like, here's the crazy shit. Like, when I started this back in, it was September of 2017, I thought, well, I'm just going to kind of do this. I had this idea to do this for quite some time, and I just didn't execute. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. Got stuff set up with my team, shipped them. I'm like, I'm just going to send them myself at first. Because, I don't know how many women, and I'm not going to, hire a fulfillment company, and this all seemed complicated. I'm like, I'm just going to physically put it all together and ship them myself. Like, go to the fucking post office, wait in line, fill the customs forms, like all this stuff, because most of them are sending them to the U.S. Actually, most are outside of Canada, I should say. Most are U.S., but also Australia, Germany, oh my gosh, New Zealand, Mexico, Ireland, Scotland, UK, Croatia, Nigeria, South Africa. Like, it would blow your mind. I need to actually, go back and see what are all exactly the countries. I will send it to you. It might take a little longer, international, up to 2 months. Post office has told me, but it'll get there eventually. So I sent out this journal, and I was like, I just want to do this because I know how powerful journaling is. And the women started coming to me like, this is cool, thanks to the journal, but like, I really don't know what to do. And I'm like, oh, what do you mean? Just open up and start writing. I forgot that journaling is difficult at first, like it was for me. And then I'm like, wait a second, I've been journaling for 6 years now. Like, I actually created a system. Why haven't I shared this yet? Holy shit, I need to do this. Because so many of you were reaching out and saying, thanks for the journal, I just don't know what I'm doing. Or I'm either like, I haven't journaled, I don't know what to do. I journal, but I'm inconsistent. Or I journal every day, but I get 0 results. Like, nothing really happens from it. It's like Dear Diary. Like, who the fuck cares? So I created something called the More Journal System. The More Journal System, which really teaches you in 3 very easy to follow videos of the system that I've created. So you can get results with your journaling every single day. Listen, journaling, like everyone, a lot of you will hear this and the words will wash over you. I wish you too. But you really need to hear this because journaling is a powerful, powerful fucking tool if you do it to actually get results. If you do it just to vent shit and talk about people and talk smack and say, I did this today and like a document of your day, that's fine. It's just you're not going to get the results you're looking for with this. The More Journal System actually gives you this. And so there's over 50 women that have gotten this so far. It is now in phase 2 of this. And it is at actually now the next level. It's actually gone up in price now. It's at the next level. So you need to still get in when it's still a very low amount and actually learn how to do this. So here's what you're going to do. Go to drkarenosborn.com, drkarenosborn.com/how-to-journal. If you don't have the free journal, you can also get it there. There'll be an option to add the journaling to that. And you can get started on that right away, sister. It is fucking powerful. So if you don't have the How to Journal system yet, it's an online system to get you results. Then head to drkarenosborn.com/how-to-journal. If you're watching, or if you're watching, inside the website, you can click on the show notes, click on the link there, or click on your phone to open up the show notes, and you can there's a clickable link to that. In addition, make sure to subscribe to the Women Wanting More newsletter, and that's over at drkarenosborn.com. So I'll talk next episode, sister. A life of more is just one step away from meeting the fucking work every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosborn.com/newsletter.